China is currently undertaking a project unlike anything the world has ever seen, a $500 billion mega initiative involving railways, dams, tunnels, and entire cities, so immense in scale that global experts are still working to comprehend its full impact. One major benefit of this integrated approach is the ability to share environmental responsibility across different regions. This isn't merely about construction, it's about reshaping geography, energy systems, and geopolitical influence. China is at the forefront of energy technology, and in this video, we explore how this $500 billion project has left the world stunned. The new Guangzhou Opera House by Zaha Hadid stands as a symbol of this vision, an extraordinary building that hints at China's future plans and how they are redefining the concept of infrastructure. China's infrastructure ambition goes far beyond traditional development. It's about rewriting the design of the modern world. With nearly $500 billion invested, this project is not a single endeavor but a vast network of infrastructure spreading across deserts, cities, mountains, and coastlines. From enormous hydroelectric plants to underwater expressways and sculpted landscapes, China's vision is awe-inspiring not just in size but in purpose. Over 150 projects are either in progress or completed, spanning transport, energy, telecommunications, urban development, and architecture. These initiatives are part of a well-coordinated national strategy aimed at positioning China as the global leader in infrastructure achievement. What's happening is incredible, but it's real, funded, and unfolding rapidly. While the Belt and Road Initiative has already channeled over $1 trillion into overseas infrastructure, attention is now turning inward to domestic accomplishments. China is investing in megaprojects within its own borders on a scale most countries cannot match. Even as Italy announces its exit from the Belt and Road Initiative, China presses forward, not simply building roads and bridges but reimagining how countries are powered, connected, and developed. What distinguishes China is not only the size of its investment but the strategic way it's deployed. Rather than waiting for global consensus, China is setting the pace. This $500 billion mega-project is designed to foster high-tech industries, reduce the dominance of coastal megacities, and drive innovation deeper into the interior. These efforts serve a dual role, stimulating domestic growth while projecting influence abroad. And it's already having a major effect. With the rapid expansion of high-speed rail, the emergence of smart cities, and the building of intricate tunnels and viaducts, China is setting new global infrastructure standards. While other countries continue debating reforms, China is literally reshaping the land to make its vision a reality. This isn't just about massive construction. China is also investing heavily in research and development, now ranking as the second-largest global R&D investor. In areas like AI and green technology, it's creating innovation ecosystems where universities, companies, and government labs work together at scale and speed. Technology hubs like Zhongguancun and Shenzhen are becoming direct competitors to Silicon Valley, not just in ambition but in measurable outcomes. As the world observes, one thing becomes evident: China's $500 billion project isn't just headline news, it's a clear signal. The age of slow, incremental growth is over. The race for global infrastructure leadership is underway, and China has taken a commanding lead. The Baihetan hydroelectric power plant is a powerful example of this momentum. While the Three Gorges Dam initially signaled China's emergence as a hydropower giant, Baihetan confirms that this was no short-term achievement. Located in the mountainous region between Sichuan and Yunnan, Baihetan is now the country's second-largest hydroelectric project. In several ways, it surpasses the Three Gorges in innovation and scale. The 289-meter-tall dam is anchored in a deep gorge formed by the Jinsha River, a major tributary of the Yangtze. It's engineered to harness the river's power through cutting-edge techniques. The dam holds an astonishing 20.62 billion cubic meters of water. Hidden within the mountain is one of the world's largest underground power stations, featuring 16 turbines, each capable of generating 1 gigawatt of electricity. When Baihetan became fully operational in late 2022, it was producing over 62 terawatt-hours of electricity annually, enough to power 75 million homes and reduce carbon emissions by over 50 million tons. With each turbine boasting a record-breaking 1 million kilowatt capacity, Baihetan represents the pinnacle of hydropower engineering. But its role goes far beyond energy. The dam also plays a vital part in flood control for a region frequently affected by extreme weather. Its 7.5 billion cubic meter reservoir, second in capacity only to the Three Gorges and Danjiangkou dams, helps prevent destructive floods by regulating water flow during heavy rains. This not only protects communities downstream but also ensures smoother river navigation for commerce. The construction of Baihetan was a major logistical and technical feat. Initial groundwork began in 2010, but major structural development picked up speed after 2017. By 2020, the enormous 2,000-ton turbine rotors were being installed. Even before full completion, sections of the dam were already operational, demonstrating China's urgency to connect this project to its national clean energy grid. Baihetan is now a key part of China's vast clean energy corridor, a network of mega dams along the Yangtze River, stretching from the Wudong Dam upstream to the Shangjiaba Dam downstream. This vast, interconnected network of dams channels renewable energy from remote mountain regions to the industrial east. Yet, the importance of Baihetan extends far beyond power generation. It symbolizes national unity. The energy produced here not only lights up urban areas but also aligns with China's broader environmental and economic goals. In a time marked by climate uncertainty, Baihetan stands as proof of China's mastery over its natural resources and its strategic future. As southern China's rivers were being redirected for hydropower, central China's mountains and valleys were being tunneled to transport coal. At the heart of this transformation is the Hoja Railway, China's longest freight-only railway and its most ambitious land-based energy corridor to date. Stretching over 1,110 miles from Inner Mongolia to Jiangxi, this steel artery fuels the industrial core of southern China. Its most remarkable feature is the Dongting Lake Bridge, the world's longest railway viaduct. This engineering marvel spans 1,290 meters across China's second-largest freshwater lake and is the longest three-tower cable-stayed railway bridge ever built. Designed to withstand immense pressure, it supports 10,000-ton freight trains speeding at 74 miles per hour. To meet these demands, engineers used steel box girders, a first for any structure of its kind, and anchored it with 216 massive pillars. This project prioritized raw, calculated utility over elegance. What truly sets it apart is what it enables. Coal from Inner Mongolia, once landlocked or dependent on congested eastern ports, can now be transported directly south in under 3 days, a journey that previously took almost 3 weeks by sea. This is a logistical breakthrough. Designed to handle over 200 million tons of cargo annually, the railway cuts through bottlenecks along the coast and leads straight into the Yangtze River's economic heartland. It's the first freight line in China to run directly from north to south, forming a central transport spine. As energy demand rises in provinces like Hunan, Jiangxi, and Anhui, the Hoja Railway guarantees steady supply, without relying on seaports or foreign routes. It's a triumph of rail over terrain. Beyond sheer capacity, this railway redefines connectivity. Once isolated regions, mountain towns and manufacturing hubs, are now part of a fast, high-volume corridor. This translates to lower costs, faster shipments, and tighter national integration. It's more than a coal line, it's a literal and symbolic bridge connecting China's resource-rich interior to its economic centers. The Dongting Lake Bridge stands as its icon, a structure that has reimagined the country's transportation landscape and set a new benchmark for heavy-haul rail systems. Beneath the sparkling waters of Lake Taihu lies another feat of engineering, the Taihu Tunnel. This underwater highway tunnel stretches 6.7 miles beneath China's third-largest freshwater lake. As the country's longest and widest of its kind, the project cost around 9.9 billion yuan, about $1.56 billion, and represents a significant milestone in infrastructure development. The tunnel exemplifies China's technical prowess. It connects key cities while overcoming immense challenges from nature. Construction began in January 2018, and by December 30, 2021, vehicles were moving through a structure that sits 20 meters beneath the lake bed. Measuring 17.45 meters in width, it accommodates 6 lanes of two-way traffic. Its primary goal was to ease traffic congestion in the densely populated Yangtze River Delta, which includes some of China's most prosperous cities, Suzhou, Wuxi, and Changzhou. The tunnel has dramatically shortened travel times. A previous 2-hour drive from Yixing is now a streamlined trip, while commutes between Wuxi's lakeside districts of Mikan and Nanquan are cut in half. Though less internationally famous than the Channel Tunnel or Norway's Ryfast Tunnel, the Taihu Tunnel rivals them in complexity. Engineers had to tackle constant water pressure and shared environmental responsibilities. They developed custom concrete mixtures and advanced real-time monitoring systems. Over 2 million cubic meters of concrete were poured with precision to resist the immense forces overhead. Intelligent systems were also implemented to reduce dust and wastewater discharge, protecting the lake's sensitive ecosystem. But function wasn't the only focus. The Taihu Tunnel incorporates artistic design. Its ventilation shafts serve as architectural landmarks: a shell-shaped structure near Mikan, a traditional boat silhouette near Nanquan, and a circular eyelet above the central shaft. These designs blend beauty with practicality, enhancing the tunnel's presence in the landscape. Inside, LED lights run along the ceiling, not just for visual appeal but to reduce driver fatigue over long distances. The tunnel's impact goes far beyond traffic relief. It has spurred local economic growth. Once geographically isolated, Mikan now enjoys better access to pharmaceutical plants, elder care facilities, and attractions like the Lingshan Grand Buddha. This region, which accounts for about a quarter of China's economic output, is now more appealing to skilled workers who had previously avoided long commutes. Businesses are benefiting from a more connected labor force. In terms of scale, cost, and effect, the Taihu Tunnel is a transformative project, an innovation that has redefined regional connectivity in China. China's infrastructure ambitions are nothing short of extraordinary. Projects like this tunnel go beyond basic transportation. They're reshaping regional mobility, boosting economies, and transforming daily life across vast regions. The Shanghai Tower and Guangzhou Opera House highlight two very different, yet equally bold, expressions of China's architectural evolution. The Shanghai Tower, rising 632 meters above Lujiazui's financial district, is not only the tallest building in China but also one of the most advanced skyscrapers globally. Designed by the American firm Gensler, the tower features a 120-degree spiraling twist that improves aerodynamics and reduces wind pressure, allowing it to withstand Shanghai's gusty climate. The tower is divided into 9 vertical zones, each with a distinct function, from office spaces and luxury shopping to observation decks and the world's highest hotel on the 120th floor. Its energy-efficient double facade minimizes power usage, while its Platinum Sustainability certification reflects its eco-conscious design. Funded by local developers and the city government, the Shanghai Tower stands as a bold integration of advanced engineering and aesthetic innovation. In contrast, Guangzhou's architectural statement comes in the form of culture, not height. The Guangzhou Opera House, designed by the legendary Zaha Hadid, features a flowing, organic shape that diverges dramatically from conventional designs. Situated along the Pearl River, its form resembles smooth river stones, blending naturally into the landscape. Breaking away from traditional symmetry, the Opera House uses asymmetrical walls, suspended balconies, and specialized acoustics to enhance sound quality, eliminating distortions and enriching the listening experience. Its complex geometry required 12,000 tons of steel and a meticulous construction process, symbolizing China's commitment to world-class cultural landmarks. Together, these two structures represent more than physical buildings, they signify a broader architectural identity. The Shanghai Tower positions China as a financial and technological powerhouse, while the Guangzhou Opera House highlights the nation's rising cultural sophistication. Both embody a desire not merely to match global standards but to set new ones, merging modern design with deep-rooted traditions to support economic and cultural development. China's ambition also extends to transforming the very ground it builds on. The gleaming highways and skylines often sit atop land that didn't exist before. With a $500 billion investment in megaprojects, China is not just constructing infrastructure, it is altering geography itself. Mountains are leveled, rivers rerouted, and deserts urbanized, redefining the relationship between land and development. Nowhere is this clearer than in Gansu province, near Lanzhou, where China is developing a massive urban zone called Lanzhou New Area. Spanning over 500 square miles, this futuristic city was made possible by removing entire mountain ranges and reshaping river systems. Even the heavily burdened Yellow River has been redirected to accommodate the growing urban footprint. The goal is to build a high-tech trade and logistics hub in what was once an arid, inhospitable landscape, an ambitious centerpiece of the modern Silk Road. This philosophy, reshape nature to fit human needs, has extended eastward to the Bohai Sea off Hebei's coast. The Kayafedian district now occupies 600 square miles of land reclaimed from the ocean. Designed to relieve Beijing's population and industrial pressure, it now hosts ports, residential developments, and eco-zones. Despite delays, even the planned eco-city demonstrates China's belief that reclaimed land can one day become truly sustainable. Photographers have captured the stark contrast between modern expansion and ancient heritage in visual works like Sha, which juxtapose new construction with remnants of tradition. In one image, a leveled hillside looms behind an old pagoda, in another, a child's kite floats above rows of concrete towers. This transformation is not just physical, it's cultural. For China, nature is not an obstacle but a resource. Mountains can be flattened, seas filled, and cities built where none were meant to stand. In this vision, the natural world serves strategic, not sacred, purposes. This same vision drives China's clean energy strategy, especially in hydroelectric power. Instead of relying on a single dam, China has built an expansive network of mega hydropower projects across the Yangtze River and its tributaries. Baihetan is perhaps the best known, but it's just one part of a larger energy corridor that includes Ziluodu, Wudong, Shangjiaba, and more, together producing over 70 gigawatts of electricity. These dams are not isolated marvels, they are an integrated energy system designed to stabilize the national power grid from western mountains to the eastern coast. Unlike solar and wind power, which depend on weather conditions, hydropower offers consistent, responsive energy. It helps meet sudden surges in demand, covers supply gaps, and ensures steady industrial output. In this context, China's approach to clean energy is both strategic and monumental. China's dams are more than just environmentally friendly, they are essential to the country's energy grid. By 2024, China's hydropower capacity had exceeded 426 gigawatts, surpassing the total energy output of many developed nations. But this ambition extends beyond national borders. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, Chinese companies have transformed hydropower into a global export. In nations such as Laos, Pakistan, and Angola, entire dam systems have been financed, engineered, and constructed by Chinese firms, often operated under long-term agreements. These are not merely infrastructure projects but strategic assets. Built with unmatched speed and scale, this water infrastructure gives China increased influence throughout the global south. However, these massive developments carry substantial human and environmental costs. Creating large reservoirs has displaced millions, submerged ancestral lands, and disturbed fragile ecosystems. Vital biodiversity along Chinese rivers has suffered irreversible damage, while countries downstream express growing concern about the geopolitical implications of China's water control. Beijing positions these efforts as part of a broader commitment to climate action, yet the ethical implications of such expansive development continue to spark global debate. For China's planners, hydropower represents more than a renewable energy source, it symbolizes permanence. Roads deteriorate and railways slow, but dams endure. In that lasting presence, China sees an opportunity, a combination of energy security, regional dominance, and an export strategy that redefines global energy dynamics. As China's mega-projects, from massive dams to high-altitude railways, shift from construction to operation, the global conversation is changing. What do these ventures suggest about China's future role in the world? These aren't isolated projects, they are pieces of a strategic puzzle aimed at boosting national stability, expanding international economic influence, and supporting sustained growth. Developments like the Baton hydropower station or the Sichuan-Tibet Railway are more than engineering marvels, they embody China's goal of becoming a fully integrated industrial powerhouse. These projects enhance everything from manufacturing to logistics and energy resilience, giving China the infrastructure it needs to compete globally. Internationally, China replicates this model through belt and road projects across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Railways, ports, and power plants are built with the same high-speed, large-scale approach. But with these advances come concerns. Critics argue that the debt incurred by partner countries, the environmental toll, and the burden of long-term upkeep may outweigh the expected gains. Within China, these initiatives serve not only economic but political purposes. They connect remote regions with coastal hubs and reinforce Beijing's authority nationwide. The Sichuan-Tibet Railway is more than just a route, it signals that no region is out of reach for development or central governance. Yet, the benefits have trade-offs. Even as hydropower offers clean energy, its development displaces communities and disrupts ecosystems. Large-scale construction also leaves a carbon footprint that may undercut some of its environmental advantages. With rising global climate awareness, questions about the long-term viability of this development model are growing. Other world powers are responding with their own strategies. Programs like the EU's Global Gateway and US-backed infrastructure initiatives aim to offer alternatives focused on transparency, sustainability, and local benefits. This marks a broader global competition, not just in engineering but in vision. Which development path best fits a rapidly changing world? As China's infrastructure agenda continues to unfold, global attention is fixed on the outcomes. Will this model shape the next phase of global development, or will it reveal its limitations over time? The central question remains, has China's approach to mega projects evolved?